most famous physical therapist on the internet.
Hi, folks. I'm Bob Schrupp, physical therapist.
Brad Heineck, physical therapist.
Together, we are the most famous physical therapists on the internet.
In our opinion, of course, Bob.
Today, our topic is foot pain. We got 10 surefire things for you to try. And we're going to talk about the top of the foot, bottom of the foot, side of the foot. We're going to cover all the pain problems.
The gross anatomy of the foot, we've got you covered.
Some people would say it was gross. By the way, if you're new to our channel, please take a look at our channel. And what am I'm way off here.
Yeah,
if you're new to our channel, please take a second to subscribe to us. We provide videos how to stay healthy, fit, pain free, and we upload every day. Also, go to bobandbrad.com. Go to the giveaway section. Right. We're giving away the beauty this week. We're giving away a Sleepovation mattress. 700 tiny mattresses in one. And it is the most comfortable mattress you will sleep on, especially if you have pain.
Right. Tanner, our video man, just got one, and he's feeling, you can tell he's fired up today.
Yeah, he had a good night's sleep last night.
Yeah, they don't look like this. They all come wrapped up.
Yeah, this is a sample.
Yeah, this is one of those cutaway views.
So go to bobandbrad.com, go to the giveaway section, or go to Facebook. It'll be pinned to the top of the page. Go to Twitter, Instagram, or TikTok. If you want a 60-second version of our program.
And we have podcasts out there now. I was just listening to one yesterday about aspirin with Chris. It's such a good information. I learned so much about baby aspirin, adult aspirin, and
you're becoming smarter.
Where it came from, the history was fun. All right, here we go. Let's get rid of this.
It's amazing how when you got something in your mind, how it used to be just a habit, and when you get off of it, it really. When I screwed up the
yeah.
All right, let's talk about the first thing. Let's say you're having pain on the top of the foot. Well, I got some drawing on the foot. Just ignore that right now.
Okay.
But if you're having pain on the top of your foot, one thing that could be happening is the tendons could be bound down a little bit. So one thing you could do is actually take like a firm ball, like a lacrosse ball.
Keep going, but I just got something I wanted to grab.
And you're going to do tack and twist. This is a Kelly Starr technique from his book, The Supple Leopard. And you're basically going to take the ball, push down and twist. Push down and twist. Now, a lot of people are getting pain right in this area here. I had some pain problems with this when I was running. And it lasted for quite a while, and I actually had to stop running for a bit right here.
Oh, yeah. And didn't you say with our hammer toe video that sometimes with hammer toe, it may be more prevalent, and this is beneficial?
And I'll go right into that, Brad. By the way, you can move your toes while you're doing this, too.
Yeah.
That's really a helpful thing. But I'm going to show a hammer toe stretch right away. So the hammer toe stretch, I got the thumb right here on the bottom of my foot, and I'm taking my fingers and I'm pulling like that, and I'm giving a stretch, and this provides kind of a counter force.
Right, kind of a lever point.
Yeah,
right
if
there.
you have hammer toes, which I do, slight version, this is a good stretch just to do, a couple times a day. You can actually
to help manage them and keep them from getting worse.
Right.
Feels good too, actually.
All right. The most simple thing you can do if you have pain on the top of your foot, and I wish I would have known this, Brad, because all you do is put your shoelaces so that they actually create a gap.
You just cut them?
No, I just...
Oh, you relace them?
Yeah, I relace them.
So that takes pressure off of that.
Takes pressure off the area, and I always felt like I was tying my two shoelaces too tight.
Yeah.
And so I didn't do this. I didn't know about this, but I would loosen up my shoelaces.
Sure.
But this would have been fantastic for me.
Yeah, because you get a little snugger up here and there, and
really simple design.
Why didn't we think of that?
Yeah, I know. Why didn't we think of that?
Where'd you get that information?
It was a podiatrist.
Oh, podiatrist. Yeah. Well, yeah, that makes sense.
All right. Next one is we're going to talk about. Now it's talking about some pain on the bottom of the foot.
Oh.
Very, very common. We're talking about plantar fasciitis. Generally, you feel the pain. You can actually see the plantar fascia on me, can't you?
Oh, yeah. Well, here's stretch. I'm not touching your foot. Yeah. Well, yeah. I don't know if you can see that very clearly, but in person, you can see that.
It kind of got strands going up to the toes. But this right here, often the pain is right here, right on the inner side of the arch. And so these are some of the things we recommend. One is doing the plantar fascia stretch every morning before you get out of bed. So what you're going to do, because this fascia goes right up into the toes,
Mm-hmm.
you actually grab the toes too, and you pull on those. And I'm dorsiflexion. I'm bending the ankle up,
Yep.
and I'm pulling the toes at the same time.
Yeah. So if you don't get the toes, you'll feel the difference when you just do the
Right. If
forefoot.
I just do the forefoot, it's
Yep.
just not enough. You got to
Yep.
get the toe. And what's nice, you can wake up. You can easily do this. You can apply a stretch for a minute or two, and then you can go ahead and put your shoes on, because we want you to wear your shoes all day when you have plantar fasciitis.
Sure.
And you can go throughout your day.
Yeah. As it improves, you can go back to normal footwear, not barefoot, but while it's inflamed.
The other thing we're going to recommend is using a foot
Oh.
massager. These are, I mean, especially if you have problems other areas too.
Mhm.
These are really great because they can be used on so many parts of the body, but really work well with pain in the foot.
Right.
You probably won't be able to tolerate massaging right over the tender area
Yeah.
to begin with.
So I've got the air cushion one on that's softer. You may want to use the round one, and it all depends on how it's working.
Yeah,
with your
eventually you might
foot.
even use the bullet one. It
Yeah.
comes with 5 attachments, but
So you're going to work at, again, there's with plantar, oftentimes here is the tender spot. So you're not going to go directly over that where it's very tender. You'll work your way around it. And this is, even if you don't have plantar,
this is a treat.
this is a real nice, because your feet has been, in your shoes, and circulation may not have been very good because maybe you're sitting or standing. People who stand for a good
Yes.
part of the day is a really good way to get that circulation.
And what you
and
can
get
do
the soft
along with
tissue.
this is you can actually move the toes while you're doing this.
Yep.
You can, exactly. It'll get different parts of the arch, and it'll work really well.
Bob, we got a little time here, I think. If you do use the rounder to give some distinct advantages over all the other heads, let's get this thing going again. There we go. Get it going. Is instead of going straight on, you can go sideways.
We lost it.
And when you go sideways, you get a different movement, a cross fiber massage versus that impact massage. And that can be really advantaged, particularly, I think, over the tender spot. You will be able to tolerate it with this at a certain phase versus going straight in. So just a little trick that we figured out with these massage guns.
The other thing, which may not seem like real direct treatment to the foot, but we actually want you to stretch out the calf muscle. A good way to do that is actually using a foam roller.
Sure.
If you want to grab a foam roller real quick, Brad, and I'll show that. I'm going to move these things out of the way.
Are you able to get down to the floor, Tanner?
Oh, I was going to do it up here.
Oh, you're going to do it up here?
Just so they can see.
Sure. Normally you would do this on a carpeted floor, is
yeah.
probably ideal.
So you can start by doing both, because that's probably, if you haven't done this before. And the whole idea, again, is if your calf muscle is tight, the forces are going to be transferred to the feet. If you're not don't have enough motion in the calf, it's got to come from somewhere, so it's going to come from the feet. My daughter Sarah did this alone,
right.
And that took away her foot pain.
Yeah, so he's saying, you can go ahead, Bob, but because the calf muscle, there's two ones, soleus and the gastroc, are part of the Achilles tendon, which is connected to the heel. It's all part of a chain.
All one unit.
Yeah, it's one unit all the way up into the forefoot and toes, actually.
Now, the same with this one. You want to rotate in, get part of the calf, rotate out, get part of the calf, and you can be moving the foot while you're doing this. And you're going to find you get different fibers of the muscle when you do this. It's the one I do daily because I work my calves a lot, and with running and
right.
Everything.
Well, yeah, and most people do. If you're up on your feet walking or running, to stretch them and keep those muscles supple, if you will.
All right, so let's say you don't want to spend any money on equipment, Brad. You could actually do massages to your feet by yourself by doing circular. You can actually take your thumbs.
Yep.
Now,
one or both.
Yep. And this feels really good too.
Yep.
It's just that you have to do it.
Yeah, it's a little work. You know,
It's a
your
little
thumbs
work,
get tired
yeah.
after about a minute or two.
And then the other one that works really well for this one helped my wife, is splaying massage.
Yeah.
So you put your thumbs together and then you pull them apart. Put them together, pull them apart.
If you have arthritic thumbs or fingers, will be challenging. That's where the massage gun takes over. But if you don't, I don't know if you have this on there, but I like to do this and get a little motion
it's
between
mobilizing the joints.
Yeah, and we got one coming
Yeah,
up.
we got
really.
the final one thing we're going to show is how you can mobilize the
Right,
joint.
I jumped ahead. Sorry, Bob.
No, that's all right.
Yeah.
It's actually a really good idea. I think as much as you can look at the bones of the foot
right behind you,
and you'll see that there's a lot of bones here. And if you can mobilize those bones, quite often there's stiffness between the joints.
Yeah, mobilize within reason. We're not going
Right.
to take his hammer and.
Now, this one seems maybe unrelated, but I get foot pain from calluses, and
this is kind of more of a older person thing,
Right.
not so much for the younger people, but there may be some depending on their.
I'll get
footwear.
calluses like on right here's one.
Yeah.
I don't know if you can see that, and I just shave them down. I use this. What is this called? It's called the microplane. I love this thing.
I know Bob has
I
got
got
a
a
big
weird-
fetish. You probably got one
You
in your
should
car.
say
One
fetish, but I do have a desire for it.
it's
I
a
don't know.
footish.
A footish. That's good. I
Yeah,
like
but
that.
go ahead, do a little demonstration
Sure.
of what kind of.
I'll just go ahead. And do a
whoa,
little
you
bit.
can hear it. I mean, look at this. Bob, I got a surprise for you today because every time you've done this demonstration,
Yeah?
I thought I got to do something. So I think what we should go next is we take this baby out.
Oh
And then
my
yeah,
God.
come on, we'll get this baby going.
What do you have that here for?
Is that 4-inch grind or we can grind
What
it?
do you have this here for?
Well, that's just a joke, Bob.
What is wrong with you? All right, moving on from that, we have one left. We're going to mobilize. If you have pain on the outside of the foot, this would be a right foot. Now, quite often what happens, you'll see the metatarsal here, and Brad has drawn that on my foot, and it attaches to the cuboid bone. And the cuboid bone actually attaches to that metatarsal and also the fourth one.
Sure.
But this bone often gets stuck down. And so what we're going to do is grab that bone and pull it up while I'm holding on to the fifth metatarsal.
Yeah.
I know there's a lot to this, but Brad,
Yeah,
you
this
see
is-
it's
this
not
is-
that hard.
Well, it's easy if you're really familiar with anatomy.
So you follow the foot down on the outside of the foot, and you'll find out if this hurts or not. You'll know right away. And there's a bump here. That's the end of the metatarsal. Right off that is the cuboid bone. Now, if you push on this and you go like this, oh, mine is a little bit hot.
Oh.
Not too bad. But I can grab this bone and grab the cuboid and I pull up on it.
You're
That's-
pulling up on the cuboid.
Yep, I'm pulling up on that square bone right here. Cuboid, I imagine that's why it's called cuboid,
Yeah,
right?
yeah, it's
Square.
square-ish with
So-
a good imagination.
No, it's not too bad. Mine's not too bad, but if you're having trouble with that, that's going to be hot, as they
Mhm.
say, or very hurtful. So,
Yeah, if that doesn't hurt, we do have another video on side of the foot pain that talks about the tendonitis that you can get through there.
Right.
And that's a different treatment.
Yeah.
So
I
go to
would
that.
try this first, though. Very common,
Mhm.
and it's very easy to do, and you're not going to hurt anything. If it hurts too bad, and
Don't do it.
Don't do it. Yeah.
Right.
But
And if
give
it doesn't
give a
hurt
shot.
at all, it's normal. It's stable.
All right, Brad and I can fix just about anything,
Except for
Broken heart.
That's right. And
that's quite far from the foot.
yeah, so there's no relation with this video. So we'll carry on.